Hello, good morning. Hello, friends. This is Achal here. Let us continue with our statistic topic that is of 12th standard GSEB. Chapter number 1, index number. So far, we have seen what is the meaning of index number, right? What are the methods to measure the index number? One is the absolute measure method, and second is relative measure method. We have seen the definition of index number also, right? That the percentage change in the value of variable associated with any item for a given period compared to its value in fixed base period is called the index number. Now, simply just look at the formula of index number, like that is sigma P1 upon P0 into upon N into 100. Right? Just look at this formula. And based on this formula, we will see afterwards how to calculate the index number. But just look at the formula so that we will be able to understand the characteristics of index number. It is sigma P1 upon P0. Just ignore this I. Sigma P1 upon P0 upon N into 100. Right. Now, look at the characteristics of index number. First is that index number is free from unit as it is a relative measure. Means here, while calculating index number, whatever is the answer, it does not carry any unit with it. Means there is no kg, liter, meter, rupees, anything. It is just a pure number, right? So it is a relative measure. So this is sigma P1 upon P0 upon N into 100. So P1 refers to the price and P0 also refers to the price. And N refers to the number of items into 100. So here, if you see, here it is rupees upon rupees. So it will get cancelled. So eventually the answer you will get is just a pure number. So it is a relative measure. It is free from the unit. Relative measure thereby because here we are finding out the ratio P1 upon P0. That is why. Second, index number is a comparative measure, right? It is a number and a comparative measure number. So here basically we are comparing, right? P1 and P0, price in the current period and price in the base period. So it is a comparative measure. Then it is a relative measure showing percentage change. Here you see in the formula we are multiplying by 100. So it is a relative measure and showing percentage change. Index number is a kind of spatial average. Basically, it is an average, right? So here upon n, whatever number of items are there that we are dividing, so it is a spatial kind of average. And the last is the situation of two time periods can be compared with the standard base period using an index number. So suppose uh, you have data about the price in 2015 and price in 2016 of two commodities, wheat and rice. So basically, it is nothing but comparison of base period and current period, right? So here two time periods are being compared. That is the meaning of this. So these are the characteristics of index number. Now, what are the uses of index number? Let us see. First, index number is useful for trade, right? So when you find out the index number, it will provide guidance to study the economic general situation of economic activities of business and trade in the country. Then you can even find out the wholesale price index number, right? You know what is wholesale. You might have studied this in 11th standard. management subject, that is OCM, that when you look at the channel of distribution, let me show you by an example or say diagram. So this is one distribution channel diagram which I am showing to you. Right. So suppose here we say that here is the production manufacturing tool. It is production manufacturing over here. So you might be knowing actually, let me show you by freehand. Like suppose this is one channel, this is second channel, and this is the last channel. Right? Suppose here it is the producer, right? Here it would be wholesaler. I'm writing W for wholesaler, and here it would be the retailer, right? So this is called as a channel, and finally it will reach to the customer. Here I am not having the space, so I'm writing C for the customer at last. It would be on the right side, or else I can draw it this way. Okay, so it is called a distribution channel. So referring to this, you can find out the wholesale price index number. That is to be useful for the government, producer, and businessman to take the decisions regarding the demand and supply of items in the economy. What can be the future values? You can plan the future. Like RBI also, you will use this index number to control the inflation and by studying the change in the price level. So such kind of study is possible because of the index number. Okay, this is the formula. So just look at the formula. Wholesale index number of current year minus wholesale index number of previous year upon wholesale index number of previous year into 100. Then next is why index number is important or what are the uses, that it is useful to study the cost of living. Cost of living means what cost we have to incur to satisfy our need. That is called as cost of living. That is what to satisfy our basic needs. We need to buy certain goods or items. That is called as cost of living. Say, for example, if we talk about the cost of living in metropolitan cities, right? So it is higher because you have to spend more. The cost of living of a small city is less because you have to spend less, right? Because the price of the products are quite cheaper over there. So that is called as cost of living. So here the index number will help you to determine the cost of living just by getting determining the purchasing power of money. That is, Suppose if we talk about metropolitan city, there suppose say for XYZ item is available at rupees 10 per kg in metropolitan. The same thing would be available at 6 rupees per kg in some small city. So that is called as purchasing power of money, right? Then the government would be able to determine the benchmark for the salary of the employees, or the private enterprise can determine the salary of the employees. The dearness allowance, that is what is dearness allowance? Basically, the uh, dearness allowance means the expenses, whatever the expenses are being incurred, like say for example transportation. So for that allowance will be given. So that is called as dearness allowance. Then bonus, something extra which is given. Due to such kind of things are possible. Then even the index of human development is also possible by way of index number, that what is the standard of living of the people, what is the life expectancy, what is the level of education. Right? This you might have studied in second chapter of economics, 12th standard. That is economic growth and economic development. Then also index number of national income could be calculated to determine the targets of five-year plan by the government. Then index number of industrial production also could be found out. Then index number of agriculture production also could be found out. Then also you could get the index number of export and import, exchange rate, foreign exchange requirement. These thing kind of suggestions could be given on the basis of index number calculation. Then index number of employment also could be known. Then index number of capital investment also could be known. Then index number of raw material could also be known. That would be providing guidance to the traders, businessmen. So you see, all these things will be helped with the help of index number. Right. So like as a barometer is used to predict weather conditions, air pressure in the atmosphere. Similarly, index number is a tool which can study the change happening in the economic situation, business situation of the country. So index number is called the barometer of the economy of the country. Okay. So if the twisted question is asked like that, explain that index number is called the barometer of economy of a country in theory portion. So you have to write down there's important uses of index number, right? Okay, I will stop here, and in the next video we will be discussing about the next topic. Thank you.